Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome. Another episode of In the Studio with Rob. I am Rob. So I appreciate you guys joining us. I'm once again here with Izzo, and we gonna try to do it again today, and just give you a little bit of information, share some knowledge with you guys.
From the studio.
Hey, from the studio. Yeah, I'm in the studio. Oh, hey, and as we get this going, I want to shout out. I shout out last time I said Russia and the DR. I want to shout out also to Ireland. They hit me up on check me out on the podcast. So hey, Ireland, appreciate you guys. Hey, so appreciate the love from other countries. So we're gonna keep going, and hopefully we get some more love out of the U.S. But we appreciate
What's
it.
up?
Yeah, so the other countries we appreciate though. It's all good. Hope you guys are getting something out of this as well, from a black man's experience and his life experience. That's all it is. It's just me talking to you guys, and hopefully I share some information that'll make you think and make you want to delve in and get a little bit more information. You don't have to agree. It's all good. But, hopefully some of the stuff I say will make sense to you. And like I said, it'll make you think, and you go get more information for yourself, for your own personal situation. So with that said, Izzo, today we're going to talk about dreams deferred.
Ooh, that sounds ominous.
Yeah. We're going to talk about some dreams. So, and we're not talking about, them little freaky dreams you have when you sleep, and we're not talking about, you waking up screaming in the middle of the night, nightmares. We ain't talking about those kind of dreams. What we're talking about are your personal goals, things you want to achieve or experience.
Your ambitions.
And so we want to talk about that a little bit. And one of the things, this kind of, woke me up, because again, I don't really dream. I can't remember having dreams, and I didn't have any dreams as a kid either. But I woke up a few weeks ago.
Wait. Like dreams, like sleeping?
Like sleeping. Yeah.
So you went to sleep blank and woke up?
I went to sleep and woke up. That was it. I didn't wake up with dreams, or I did have a nightmare once when I dreamed I was in a fight. And I woke myself up because I was choking myself. I was about 12. So
you didn't have dreams, but, and in the one dream you remember having, you were trying to kill yourself.
I was in a fight with somebody, and I was winning, I thought, and I was choking him, but I had to wake up because I was choking me.
And you don't think you're a serial killer? You don't think you're a serial killer?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
Right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So we cool. So anyway, getting past that point. So a few weeks ago, I woke up. And I had these thoughts of, I was thinking about dreams, and it was like, okay, what do people, dream of, and how do they reach their dreams, and when do you have to either postpone your dream, defer your dream, or stop dreaming that dream altogether? There's times when things happen. But I wanted to talk a little bit about, again, like I said, I didn't have any dreams growing up as a kid. I didn't have anything that I said, oh, I want to be X, Y, and Z. I don't know why, maybe, again, I think, when I got a little older, I said I wanted to go in the army. I wanted to weld. But to me, those are things you do to survive almost. Because to me, if I had a dream, or, I didn't say, ooh, when I grow up, I want to be the president. I never dreamed that. I think part of it was I didn't see men doing anything. So I didn't have any men around me that showed me like, oh, you can be this, or the guys that I knew growing up, in the neighborhood anyway, I guess they went to work somewhere and they come back and they on the corner drinking 40s, so they wasn't showing me nothing. So I didn't have any those aspirations, which is, I guess kind of why I always talk about my life happened and I learned to adjust to it. I didn't plan out a life. But, not having those dreams kind of, I think you need that, and your children need that. And if you're young, you need that. And what should happen, I think if you have children, or even if you're young, people should be cultivating your dream. And what I mean by that is they should be helping develop that dream for you. That and not necessarily the thing that you like to do, but what are you good at? What are the things that comes easy to you that you can just do? Is you have a skill, a talent that someone should help cultivate, and then you can figure out how you can make money off of it. But if you don't, if no one ever helps you develop your skill, your talent, then sometimes your dream's gonna fall by the wayside, because you'll be looking at, like, let's say you say, I want to be a basketball player, and you 5'2" and can't shoot or dribble, and you 17 years old, bruh. You ain't gonna play no ball. That's not your talent. So, but there may be something else you can do. But people should be able to pour into you and help you develop those dreams. And I didn't do that for my children. I asked them what they wanted to be, because people probably ask me that, and you see it on TV. People say, what do you want to be when you grow up? So you ask the question. But I didn't really cultivate their dream or help them to cultivate a dream of being great in some way. Even if they said, I want to go in the Army. If that's the case, well, why go in the Army as a private when you should be saying, well, if you want to be in the Army, why not be a general? Why not be sergeant major of the Army? Have those big goals to go with a dream, not just dream. You wake up and say, I want to be a construction worker. And it's nothing wrong with construction workers. But why not own a construction company if you like building and you like doing that? So those are the things that people can help when you're young, and help you kind of cultivate those dreams into something bigger than just what you see with your own limited view. So, like I said, I didn't do that with my kids, and I wasn't very good with my kids at that, because I didn't know I was supposed to do that, I guess. So, hopefully they'll be better with their kids, and because I'll tell them, make sure, look for those talents. Look, what do your child do? Even at an early age, what are they good at? Do they like to argue and debate? Maybe they are going to be a lawyer or a politician, and not just a politician, but hey, you should be president. We should be putting those big dreams into our kids, not just, I want to play basketball, but maybe I want to own a basketball team. So how do you figure those things out? You paying attention to your child, or you paying attention to yourself if you're a young adult, and saying, okay, forget about the thing I like. What is it that I'm good at? And then following that dream a little bit and chasing it down and trying to figure out, how do I make this where I take what I'm good at already and make some money on it? Or how do I take this and I'm fulfilled? Because one thing I tell people, when you go into a job and you have a job, you will make some money, or whatever you do, you can find a way to make money. But the fulfillment comes from doing something that you're good at and that you like doing. But if you don't have any fulfillment, you'll never make enough money. Because all you'll do is you'll keep chasing money, but you'll always be feeling like it's something empty, something missing. That's because you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're just doing something. And again, it makes you money, which is fine. And again, it's going to help pay the bills and maybe give your family a great life. Financial life, but again, you won't have that empty spot. So make sure you find or you look for what it is that you want to, or what it is that inspires you, that moves you, that pushes you to feel that greatness that's inside of you. And like I said, there's different levels to it and different ways you go about it, but you have to make sure you're paying attention to yourself. If you're 20 years old, 18, 20, 25 years old, you single, and you know what your dream is, nothing should stop you from going for that dream. You should go all in. Everything you got, you should be pouring into that dream. People around you should be pushing you to accomplish your dream. If they're not, then they need to be out your life. But everybody should be like, yo, go get this. It's just you. Because when you are single and you got to figure out it, you got to go get it. Even if that's something, if you say something as small as, not small, but something as, I'm going to travel the world. Well, if you're single, go travel the world. Even if you got to live in a tent around the world, that's just you. If you want to do it, go do it. It doesn't affect anybody else. Now, when let's say you get married or you are married, now your dream, hopefully you discuss your dream with your spouse before you got married. But if you did, either way, your dream now encompasses somebody else. So now you got to make sure that you're talking about how that dream can work with the two of you, because you've included them into your dream. And so that's going to cause some challenges, not necessarily. If you talked about it beforehand, not as much. But if you never talked about it and now you're telling your wife or your husband, hey, I want to be an astronaut. And they're like, yo, we got to pay these bills, bro. You talking about being an astronaut. That don't quite work.
Hey, fam, I don't know if we got NASA school money right now. You are 47.
That's right. So that's something you should have had that conversation about. So that's a little tough. But again, it doesn't mean it can't happen. It just means that you have to figure out how to work it within your marriage. When you have children, and this is whether you single or you married, when you have children, your dreams may have to be deferred. Your dreams may have to be worked a whole different way, because what shouldn't happen is your child shouldn't have to suffer or not have you as a major part of their life because you studying or because you got to practice or you got to do your thing in order to get your dreams while they growing up, and they don't have you at their basketball game or their baseball game or their school play or their award ceremony at school. When you have children, you have to adjust your lifestyle and how you do things. And you got to pay bills too. So you can't necessarily say, I'm going to chase this dream that don't pay nothing and your child hungry. So yeah, your dream may have to be deferred. If you're going after education, it's great. But look, you should learn to read before you had kids. But if you didn't, fine. But what you have to understand is when you need to study, you need to do that at night when the kids are asleep. It shouldn't take away the time that they would have with you. So again, and I know people say, well, I'm doing it for my family. I'm trying to give us a better life. No, you're really doing it for you, because your kid don't care that you can't read. Your kid cares that you are there for them and that you are a part of their life and that you playing on the floor with them. That when you rolling around on the floor, you the best daddy ever. They don't care if you can't read. Because even when you get a book, you can fake it. They don't know because they can't read either. But when you spending that time, that's what that child cares about. Now, if you need to go get your education and you want to get your master's, your doctorate, and all that's great. But do it on your time, not on their time. Don't take away from them, because what's going to happen is you're going to end up, and they're going to grow up, and they're not going to remember that, oh, mommy's smart. She got a degree in X, Y, and Z, or daddy got this. They're going to say, you weren't there for me. You missed my game.
All right, I have no pushback on that one.
Yes, sir. Pushback.
So, let's say prior to having kids, I was a fairly unmotivated person. When I have kids, that may motivate me to do better, be better, give those kids a better life. Anything of the sort. So it would be pretty genuine or sincere to say, I'm doing this for my kids. Now, yes, in the interim or in the early stages, that baby doesn't care about your education. That baby cares about quality time. Yes. However, when that baby grows up, then as a kid, young adult, whatever, they might wish it was a few extra money, a few extra dollars in the crib.
Yeah, but two things with that. One is you shouldn't have had no kids if you wasn't motivated. If you wasn't motivated to take care of children before, you shouldn't have had none. Before you have children, and this is why when we talk about even in the dating, I said don't be having sex until you're ready. But partly is because if you're not mature enough to be or motivated enough to take care of your children before they come, that's a you issue. That ain't a them issue. And yes, the money is always going to be fine. And as they get older, yeah, kids ain't gonna turn down no money. I got 6 kids. I ain't never heard somebody say, "No, daddy, I don't need these $100 sneakers," or "I don't need this." Nobody ain't never said they don't need, they want something. So I get that. But the bottom line is, I also understand the difference when I walk into the gym and they see me, or I walk into the school and they see me, versus when I just give them something, or if I'm never there, because that's what they care about the most. So yeah, it may be genuine that you're thinking, oh, I need to provide for my family, but that was a you problem in the first place. So you shouldn't have no kids until you could provide for them. So, but again, I understand you have to make adjustments, and that's why I say planning out your life versus letting your life happen to you. Because I let my life happen to me, and I had to adjust. But what I tried to do as much as possible is not let my adjustments affect my children. I wanted to be there for them. I wanted to be at their school play. I wanted to go to the back to school days and nights. I wanted to be there. So I wanted to be a present parent more than just a financial parent. And I get that sometimes that's difficult. But again, these are choices we make as adults that the children didn't have anything to do with. So again, doesn't mean that you can't make your dream come true. But maybe your dream needs to be deferred for a while. Because your dream is now, it affects too many people. And if it's affecting, especially your children, in a negative way, you need to defer that a little bit. So, but again, I'm not saying that you can't get it. You can't, look, that's why I say, I hope some young people, single young people are listening right now, or even newly married with no kids are listening. Go do your thing. Go chase those dreams. Put everything you got into it. And make it come true so that when you have children, now they are able to reap the benefits of it, but not the sacrifice that they didn't need or they don't deserve. The sacrifice is yours because it's your dream. They're going to have their own dreams that you should be cultivating and helping them sacrifice and teaching them how to sacrifice for it. And that's the thing that we don't do enough. Everybody wants something, but where's the sacrifice to get it? You can't get nothing if you don't sacrifice for it. Everything you want to do in life that's going to be worth anything is going to require a sacrifice from you in some way or another. What sacrifice are you willing to make? How are you willing to adjust and do things that's going to make it maybe a little difficult for you? Maybe you want to be, let's say, a singer. And you say, I'm going out going to Atlanta, and I'm going to New York, and I'm gonna chase this dream. But you in your car. Maybe you're gonna sleep in your car a couple of days. That's a sacrifice. That's something you're gonna have to do. But that's fine if it's just you. You can't take your baby and sleep in no car, or you shouldn't. You can't just pack up your house and leave and take the kids, and we all gonna sleep in the car because I want to be a singer. No, that's not fair to them. So you got to make sure that you looking at it from a whole different point of view and making sure that while I am single, while I have no children, I'm going to do everything I can to make my dream come true. Everything I can to reach the goals and achieve the things I want to achieve for my life. That has nothing to do with my children. My children will benefit from the things I achieve. But they shouldn't be a part of the sacrifice. And again, so like I said, I guess part of the reason why this is kind of important to me is that I didn't have those dreams. I definitely didn't have anybody telling me you can be. Nothing. I mean, my mom loved me, and I know she loved me, but she never told me I could be, whatever. No, she never looked at me and said, "Oh, I think you should be this or you should be that," based off of what I showed her. And that's fine. She did the best she could. And, we had a great relationship, so it's not a knock on her at all. It's just that she didn't know to do that. And I didn't know to do it even with my children. So I'm hoping that as you listen to this, and if you have children, that you're going to do it for your children. And if you don't have children, you're going to go after your dream all in. All in. Don't take no shortcuts on your life. Go get it. And then you'll see how it plays out and how you'll be fulfilled in the things that you want to do. So, I know we talk a lot about, the people. And, I know, a lot of people are out there and you're thinking, oh, he telling me I can't do this. I ain't telling you can't do nothing. But I am telling you that when you do things, if you thinking that it's not going to affect other people when you included other people into your life, you're wrong. It's going to affect them, and a lot of times it's going to affect them in a negative way when you put them into something they didn't actually put into. But when it's just you, hey, there's nothing to stop you. But when you got other people into your circle, and you know that wife or that husband or that child, you got to be more considerate of their needs and their wants as well. And that means your dreams sometimes will be deferred. And if you notice, I didn't say you can't get your dreams. I never said that. So if anybody said he said we can't read, that's you lying to yourself, because I didn't say that. I said you may have to defer your dreams.
You gotta wait mad long.
You may have to 18 years when that kid, or at least 16 when the kids start driving and they don't care if you're around no more. So, but those things you have to figure out. And you know, I was gonna say, plan out your life. Start planning, young people. Plan this thing out. Don't let it happen to you. Don't have kids when you're not ready to take care of your kids and then say, oh, I got to take care of kids. Yeah, you should have known you had to take care of kids before you got them. Again, I'm not telling you that things don't happen.
The people have a question.
Uh-oh, we got the people asking questions again. Go ahead, people.
All right. This person, right?
Right.
He had kids.
Right.
He had like 6 kids. 5, maybe 5. Let's say 5. But he decided, like, let's say 2 years after kid number 5 was born, that now he kind of wants to be a dad.
He wants to be a dad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, how does... Oh, wait. I should give him a name. I mean, this is a real name because this is a real question. His name was James.
Okay.
How should James go about being a dad now?
Wow. See, that ain't about dreams, but this is good though. All right, check this out, James. You had 5 kids. And I don't know what now you just started to want to be a dad means exactly. But
Debbie for the first 5.
So that means you gonna come into their life after, I don't know how old they are, but I'm assuming somewhere around, at least the oldest got to be at least 10, I would assume. So, even if you have them 2 years apart, so at least 10. But what happens is you gotta have to come into their life and build relationships. You need to build a relationship with your children, not just a personal one, but also a financial one. Because if you ain't been there for all these years of the kid's life, and the kids have been either hopefully taken care of well by the mother, or hopefully she was able to do that, or someone helped her, and the kids weren't neglected. But if the kids were struggling, and then you come back into the picture like, oh, I'm gonna be your dad, I'm your dad. No, you gotta come back with a relationship that you're willing to take time to build, and more importantly, you gotta come with some paper, bruh. Because these kids need to eat, they need clothes, they need a place to live that's healthy. They need a lot of things. So you can't just walk in and be like, yo, I'm your dad, now y'all should love me. Because that don't work like that. They may love you from afar or love you for what they thought you were. But now they got to get to know you and see if that's the real you. So yeah, it's a little different. You got to come in there and put some work in, bro. You can't come in kicking the door in. You can't come in telling mom what she need to do or not do when she been doing it for all the time that you went there. So you gonna have to take your time, move back, and just slow walk this thing, and make sure you build in a relationship. But as you're building those relationships with those children, you bringing some paper too, because they gotta live.
That was good. I thought I was gonna catch you off guard with the off-topic question that somebody wrote in.
Yeah,
James,
it's all good.
James wrote it in.
Hey, I'm good with off-topic.
James.
Yeah, James, I'm good with off-topic as well. I wanted to stay with my dreams, but if there's something else that the people need to know, then I'm gonna answer the people questions. So, but again, people just know, whether you deadbeat dad, deadbeat mom, it's never too late to rebuild relationships. But it takes time. And it takes you have to be willing to put in that work and sometime hear a no and keep pushing through it. because every child is not going to just accept you because you say, I'm back. Some of them like, yo, you gonna have to prove to me you back, bro, because you've been going a long time.
All right. Let's get us back on track. The parents, married couple.
Married couple.
Deferring their dreams. Tell me what that looks like sometimes.
So what that looks like, okay, and again, it may not be a defer of dreams when it's a married couple, because if you talked about it early or before you got married, maybe you already had a plan on how you was going to work that dream. You were just going to do it together. However, if by chance you didn't have that conversation and now you get married and you tell your wife or you tell your husband, hey, babe, I always had this dream of being an astronaut. I think it's time to go for that. Well, the first thing y'all gonna have to do is have a hard conversation, because what the other person is gonna know is, how are we gonna survive financially as you go through your training, schooling, whatever you need to do to become an astronaut? And then 2, how is this relationship gonna stay stronger and connected as you develop or you go through those things? So that's the first thing. Y'all gotta have some conversation. But then 2, you have to understand that the real onus of the dream, the owner of that dream, is the one who needs to put in the most work and put in the most sacrifice. It's on you, because it's your dream. Even if they cool with it, it wasn't their dream. So you got to put in that work. You got to get down and grind and do your thing. So just make sure it's not impossible. You may not have to defer it. You may have to defer depending on when y'all had this conversation. Like I said, if you had the conversation before you got married, you may not have to defer it, because it could all have been already talked about and we just walking the thing out. But if we never had the conversation and you come in after the marriage we already got married, and now you come up with a new plan or a new way to go, yeah, there's some conversation we're gonna have to have. And again, communication is everything. So make sure you communicate. Make sure you continue to communicate. And again, the person that's making the change has to be flexible. I'm not saying you don't go after your dream when you get married, but you got to be flexible, because you putting this person, you changing the script on these people. Your wife, your husband didn't ask for this. You changed it. So when you change something, you got to be flexible and be willing and a lot more tolerant. Then it's not like, oh, I'm doing this for us. It's about me. And, if I don't do this, I ain't going to be happy. Yo, you did this, man. Well, look, I understand a lot of women got their goals. But you should have said that ahead of time. Don't wait until after we get married and flip the script and then get mad because the other person needs some time to adjust to it. Or they need some assurances that their life is not going to fall apart while you chasing your dream. Their marriage, the way they got comfortable with it, they love it this way, and now you changing it. They want to make sure they need some insurances that it's going to stay tight, that y'all going to stay tight. And that's your job. The person that's flipping the script, is their job to ensure the other person.
So it sounds like there's a lot of opportunity for resentment. Not a guarantee, obviously, but just it leaves room for it depending on who and what you're dealing with. Can you tell us a little bit about navigating that from both sides, if you can?
Yeah, I mean, again, it could be some resentment in that. I mean, but again, that's where the communication comes in at. But that's also where I have to be. If let's say it's my dream, and I say I want to go do this now, and I'm telling you after we got married and we got comfortable and doing all this. So now I'm telling you this. I have to be the one to be empathetic to your needs and to your feelings. I can't just say, I got to do this for me. I can say that, but I got to say, okay, babe, I understand you a little bit apprehensive about what's going to happen or how this is going to happen. So let me make sure I'm giving you the plan. I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do this, how it's not going to affect us in our personal relationship, but yes, how there will be some challenges that we're going to have to come up with. So I'm going to show you a plan, and I'm going to write this out, and we're going to talk about that. But I can't just go at it and be like, yo, you just need to eat this. It is what it is. I'm going to do this, and you're going to have to deal with it. Because if that's how you go into it, you're probably going to be dealing with it by yourself after a while. Because if some point, the other person's gonna be like, yo, that I didn't sign up for that. Even though technically they did when they get married, you kind of good, bad, better, worse, all that good stuff. But but technically, people don't really listen. Y'all don't follow that no more. Y'all get out when y'all get upset. But but in reality, it's on the person who's changing the plan, changing our life, that needs to make sure that we are on the same page, and that they're giving the other person that comfort to know that their life will be okay, that they're going to be fine in this together, even with this change. So again, we're coming up on that ending time.
Oh, you care now. You care about time.
I care about time. I know that last one, the family joint, was kind of long, so I hope y'all checked it out. But that was more people involved, and they were just, they was coming at a brother, so I had to respond.
I had to fight back.
Yeah. But this one, I heard from the people a couple of times, but the people are cool. So, like I said, I hope you guys got something out of this, and think about your dreams. If you young, like I said, go get those dreams, man. You single, go chase those dreams, whether you old single or young single. Go get your dream. If you got a dream and it's just you, go get it.
What would you say? What would you have said that you want to be when you grew up?
I didn't have anything when I was young.
What would you have said? Like, just thinking back on it now.
I wanted to go in the army. That's the only thing I could think of.
When you were like 8, you wanted to go in the army?
And when I was 8, probably so, because my granddaddy used to always, him and his brothers, when they got together, they get together and they sing army songs when they was drinking. And it always made me. I always love that. So
you know what? So much makes sense now.
Yeah, so
I understand.
They was cool. That was fun time listening to them. But yeah. So anyway, follow your dreams. Go get them, and make sure that you communicate with your family when you changing and you need to pursue a dream, or you have a dream that comes up later in life. Even like this. This is not. This is something that I wanted to do. But I had to talk to my wife about it as well, because it takes time away from her as well. She was cool because she less time I got to deal with you. So no.
As a good father that I am, I sought to cultivate your dreams.
Yeah. So, all right. So anyway, people, we appreciate you guys. And once again, appreciate you coming into the studio. Again, we in the studio. And I hope you guys are getting something out of it. And so all I can say is until next time, peace, be safe, and we will talk to you next time in the studio.
Like and subscribe and all that. Thank you. Bye. Sicker, so listen and get your wisdom just